I recently received a message from somebody who's quit drinking and they wanted to know whether they should talk to their family about it, whether they should share their journey. And that's what we're going to look at in today's video. So you've quit drinking. Should you talk to your family, maybe your partner or your kids, about what you're doing? Well, my answer is absolutely yes. And there's a number of reasons that talking to your family can be one of the most powerful things that you do when you remove alcohol from your life. And in fact, talking to your family even before you make that decision to move into an alcohol-free lifestyle can also make a lot of sense. One of the biggest and probably most obvious reasons for talking to our family is that they're going to give you extra support. Anyone who really loves you and cares about you is going to support you on your journey. So opening up to them, sharing and letting them know what you need in the difficult times is absolutely going to help you. Now, of course, there are some situations where partners may continue to drink, and it's important that we just concentrate on our own journey. There's no point trying to control other people. In many cases, our partners notice what we're doing. They see the change within us and they want a piece of the action. But it can take time and it doesn't always happen. So focus only on what you can control. Stay in your own lane. If you notice yourself drifting into other people's business and trying to control their behaviour or what they do, it's time to move back into your own lane and ensure you're just focusing on the things that you can control. That's absolutely essential. Now, not only can we find support from our partners, we can also find it from our kids. When I quit drinking, I spoke to my son, who was around 13 years old at the time, and I shared with him what I was doing. I became vulnerable and I opened up. And guess what? He absolutely supported me on the journey. The day after I quit drinking, he came rushing into the kitchen and said to me that he was also going to make a change in his life and he was no longer going to drink fizzy drinks. And to this day, he's barely drunk fizzy drinks. He no longer has soda, Coke, Dr. Pepper. He removed them mostly from his life. He does have the odd setback, but it's pretty rare. So he was very much on side. He supported me and that gave me a massive boost. And I've known other people who've got their kids involved where they'll help them mark their chart to count the days, or they'll give them a reward after they've been alcohol free for a certain period of time. It can seem really scary talking to our kids, but again, it can give us an enormous boost and they can be so incredibly supportive if you get them on side. And more importantly, our kids learn a lesson when we quit drinking. They move into adulthood much better prepared and with a far better understanding of the risks around alcohol. Now, I'm not saying that my son is never going to drink. He's 17 years old and he's not really interested in alcohol at the moment. But I'm certain that if I'd carried on drinking the way I was, he would have taken a very different path. He seems to have a much more sensible and broader view of the whole alcohol picture from me sharing my own journey with him. So that's another huge benefit. You can end this not just for yourself, but probably for future generations to come. And speaking to our families doesn't only give us support, it also makes us accountable. When we're accountable, we're taking responsibility for ourselves. We're sharing with other people that this is our intention. And no doubt you live with integrity and you want to follow up on your promises. So when you tell your partner that you're not going to drink, you're removing alcohol from your life, you're very likely to follow through with it. And you can even ask them to keep you accountable. This again can be a massive tool in your toolbox. So making yourself accountable to your partner, your kids, even your wider family is a great way to ensure that you stay on track. It can apply a kind of positive pressure because not only are you going to feel like you let yourself down if you had a setback, you're going to feel like you let your partner or your family members down. And some people don't like that, which is what holds them back from sharing openly. But actually, that kind of positive pressure is incredibly powerful. And often people hold back because they're not ready to quit yet. But I truly believe that when you're ready, it's really important to make yourself as accountable to the most important people in your life and ideally as many of them as possible. And best of all, when we open up to our families, particularly our partners and our kids, we create a greater connection. They see us when we're vulnerable, and that connection shows them a side of us that when we're drinking, they probably never saw. We become more connected. We become more emotionally intimate and emotionally available for our partners. And that's not to mention that when we quit drinking, our relationships improve anyway. But by sharing something so challenging, something so powerful and deep and important to us, we immediately become more connected. We notice how much the people around us care, how much they want to support us, and how much they want to be there for us. So just by sharing your own journey and becoming accountable and reaching out for support, you're gonna find yourself better connected with the most important people in your life. And that is a wonderful thing. And this is why I truly believe that talking to our family, talking to our partners and our kids really is an important part of this journey, even though it can feel challenging at times. And guess what? The antidote to those challenges where fear is coming up within us, the antidote is courage. And when you find some courage, you can overcome it, even when it feels difficult. And right next to me is another video that's going to help set you up for success on your alcohol-free journey. You can click on it now and watch it straight away. And make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'd love to have you as part of this community, and I'll see you again on the next video very, very soon.